Thank you, Mr. Benz. Appreciate the time. You know, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Soto, once again, he mentioned this FTC price gouging. I want to remind members that the Secretary of Energy that was appointed by President Biden actually testified before the House, and she said there that the price gouging was not an issue and it hadn't been found. And I remind you, after the letters, 9 months now, out there doing investigations, chasing tails on this one, and no one has found that there's price gouging. Mr. Benz talked about permit delays. I was recently in the Permian Basin, spent time in Texas and in New Mexico. Let's talk about permit delays a little bit. I said a minute ago that we have a higher percentage of APDs or drilling permits that are actually under production now than ever before. Why aren't those remaining permits being drilled right now, those areas being produced? And there's a reason for that. The reason is that there are things that there are other permits that are required in order for these leases to be produced. And the administration, in many cases, is not granting those other permits. Secondly, you have things like litigation that is holding up or preventing these areas from being able to be produced. Let me give you a couple of statistics. New Mexico, again, I was just in Hobbs, New Mexico. In 2020, on average, it took 400 days. It took 400 days in 2020 to issue a permit, BLM land, to issue a permit for energy production. In the latest quarter, it's taken 650 days. There has been a 50% reduction in the number of permits that have been issued. I mean, Mr. Chairman, there's not a leg to stand on to watch y'all continue to try to hold these positions whenever it is your policies that have caused the problems that we're facing today. What am I talking about? Let me give you some examples. Build Back Better Act, this committee right here. You voted to raise royalty rates, I believe it was 50%. What that means is to increase the cost of domestic energy production. Where does that money come from? Does it come from the money tree? Does it come from somebody winning the lottery? No, it comes from consumers. We pay more at the gas pump. Y'all tried to employ a $10,000 a mile a year pipeline fee. Where does the money come from? If you're a company and you're planning your out-year cost and your investments and your prices, you build that in. All of these were unforced errors. I'll say it again. You own the White House, the House, and the Senate. You own these decisions. The impact on our constituents. This is what happens. Bad policy results in this.